just because we do have some interviews coming up with Kick's signed VTubers. That is right, Chad. There are signed VTubers over on Kick, and we're gonna get to talk to both of them here. That is right, Aurora and Louve. Here in just a moment. Very interesting. Yeah, I know, Deputy. There hasn't really been a lot about Kick VTubers in general, but they are signed actually to Kick. I think it's very interesting. I just appreciate both y'all coming by, and thank you for giving your time today.
No, thank
I
you
got
for
you.
inviting us. I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
Oh my
thank you
God,
for having us.
absolutely.
Mhm.
I've seen I've seen so much stuff going on with Kick. I was like, you know what? We gotta have a talk about this because I feel like there's so much stuff going on with Kick in particular. So, and then
Oh
I
yeah, no,
remembered that,
100%.
and I remember that you guys, or Aurora at least, was actually signed on Kick, and I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
Kick just released like a new asset. I'm like, you know what? We gotta talk about Kick a little bit. So thank you, thank you so much for coming by. I really
Heck
appreciate
yeah.
you both.
Thank you for asking us. Like, that's awesome that you want to talk about it.
Yeah, for sure. Well, you know what? Why don't y'all introduce yourselves? I feel like that would be probably the best thing to maybe people to know who you are. And by the way, Chad, if you type exclamation point guest, it will give you Aurora's link. I think I still need yours. If you want to shoot it my way, but I'll add it to my command.
Sounds good. I will do that real quick.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, please
Mm.
introduce away. Introduce away.
Oh, you want me to start?
It's up to you.
Yeah.
If you want to go for it.
Hi, my name is Aurora Phoenix. Been a VTuber for 4 years now. Started on Twitch for 3 years and then switched to Kick last year. And it's been pretty awesome. I love it. I'm a gamer. Gaming is love. Gaming is life. Let's go.
Let's go. It's perfect.
Let's go.
Perfect intro. I love it. I absolutely love it. Hey, look, I'm very interested to see your differences on Twitch and Kick, right? Chat. It's very cool that Aurora actually used to stream on Twitch, right? So I think it's gonna be great to
Yes.
hear some of the differences, and that's what we're gonna talk about. I did a little experiment when Kick first came out. That'd be real. I haven't like streamed on there for a year, so we're definitely very interested to hear your takes on everything. Thank you for being
Awesome.
here, Aurora.
Thank you. I'm glad
No,
you want to hear
absolutely.
about it.
Definitely. What's up, cutie? How are you? I just gotta say, I love your ears. They're so floofy.
Oh,
I had to have pointy ears. I was like, I need to have the pointiest ears that ever pointed.
I love it. I love it. They look like my husky's ears. I just love it.
Aw.
They're so cute.
Oh, right.
You want to touch her ears?
I
I
do.
do like
Can I touch your ears? Am I allowed to do that?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yo, bet. Okay. Well, let me find the
You
toggle.
can, you can touch my ears whenever you want.
Oh, they're
I ain't
so
gonna
soft.
complain.
They're so soft. Oh my god. You wanna like come to my house? I will pet you constantly. I swear.
I'll just be your emotional support wolf pup. How about that? I'll just be
Oh my
here
God,
and you
thank
can
you.
head pet me whenever you want.
Oh my god, that's a dream right there. That's a dream. Yes, come on over anytime. Oh my goodness. Well, would
I
you like
love
to
it.
introduce yourself to chat? Tell them who you are.
Yes. Now, I also started on Twitch. Difference between me and Aurora is Aurora was a bit larger than me when I made my transfer. I was still on the smaller end of the VTuber pool when I decided to move over.
Sure,
My name's
sure.
Louve Pup, by the way. It's pronounced Louve for anyone who's wondering. I am Louve. I transferred about a year ago, so the beginning of Kick is when I transferred over and was like, I'm gonna try Kick, and I ended up liking it more than Twitch. At the time, I just felt more seen over there.
Right,
I
right.
felt like I
Mhm.
could actually enter the streaming market. And I mean, my experience so far has been great, but that's mostly where my experience is going to come from. Is I was a smaller streamer, right, that went over there and found my place. So,
Mm.
um,
I think that's great, though. I look, it's wonderful chat because we're getting Louve said they started a little bit smaller and made that transfer over. And we also, of course, have Aurora, who's a little bit bigger, that also made the transfer over. So you're getting a good varied crowd. You're getting different content creators, different sizes, have different experiences that can talk
Yes.
about everything. So I
Mhm.
love that. And thank you for telling me a bit about, your VTubing as a whole.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you both. Maybe you already answered this, but I'll ask again. What really drew you to Kick? Like over like I mean, we have YouTube, we have
Mm.
Twitch, we have God forbid Twitter that you can live stream on. I mean, like what drew you to a Kick out of like everything?
I'll definitely say like I did try some streaming on YouTube for a little
Okay.
bit, and God, is it awful for streaming? I mean, I feel like I feel like a lot of people, when they try it over there, it's like it's just so uncomfortable feeling, and there's like no exposure at all. It's so hard to like find people streaming and stuff like that. So it's just awful. Like Kick is very comfy, like it's the same similar setup to Twitch, so it's kind of just was an easier transition for sure.
YouTube is not really built to like yes, it has live streaming,
Yeah.
but they don't really make like their ad revenue from there, so they don't really push live streams. Like if you
Yeah.
log on chat right now to like YouTube, the majority of what you're gonna see is videos, right? It's not live
Mhm.
streams. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
you might see one or two, but in general, they
Yeah.
really want to push that the videos because that's where they make more money. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
and the environment's different. So like I
Mhm.
totally get that. I multi-stream to YouTube, only my news. That's because that's what my channel is like. That's the only thing I ever made work in the algorithm. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll do that.
Yeah.
But everything
Yeah.
else, I don't think you could like live stream a game and do well unless you're like, maybe
Mm.
Hollow Live or something. Or
Oh,
maybe that's
right.
different. But
It's definitely for pre-recorded content. It's
Mhm.
definitely like if you're
Sure.
gonna sit down and do playthroughs, like say, you're gonna sit there and play a video game and do your first playthrough and then post that. Going live on YouTube, it feels weird. It does not feel like when you boot up, you know, Twitch or Kick and you are instantly live and talking to people. You don't get that same amount of people that come in. It's just, you're kind of sitting there for a bit and
Yeah.
it's just the content. I don't know, for live content feels like stale over there. It's not meant for live. At least
Yeah.
right now. I'm not going to say it can never like fully be that way, because there's always change that happens, but right now and back when I chose to, go to Kick, I was like, no, this doesn't feel like, going to other people's streams on there and then trying to set up my own. I was like, this is not it. Like, I need
Yeah.
something like, I need something like Twitch. Like, I was looking for Twitch. I wasn't like, Kick was not on my radar yet. I was just
right,
looking
right.
around to figure out what I wanted to do, and I was like, oh, okay, Kick. Why? I guess I'll try it. And so
Yeah.
the setup, very similar to Twitch. I was able to set everything up. It wasn't like I had to go through hoops or relearn anything or feel weird about it. And I ended up meeting a lot of, good people in there. You instantly have, people, welcoming you and stuff. Now, this is when the, VTuber category was smaller. It's still relatively small because
Yeah.
we're trying to lure
Right,
people
trying
to
to
at
grow
least try it, right? And we're like, okay, the VTuber sphere on Kick is great, but that definitely is what drew me in. Is what is like that same nature of like how Twitch worked. Kick kind of was, that's how Kick worked.
Well,
You
the
can
fact
actually like load it up and go live, and that's
Yeah,
it.
like I
Yeah.
could just boot it, and I didn't have to change. The only thing I had to change was my stream key. So I was like,
Mhm.
all right, like,
Right. I think that's great. YouTube definitely benefits more for like almost like a pre-plan. Like you're like, oh, like I'm gonna
Mhm.
focus on this one topic. Like
Mhm.
I'm gonna stream 100% about underwater basket weaving, and that's it. Like that. That's it. And you
yeah,
stream
right.
that, and then you're good. But like if you want to go live and maybe do multiple stuff from talk and play a game, YouTube is not built for that.
Yeah, you have to
Mhm.
be niched. You have to be like, I'm gonna be a Minecraft streamer, and this is all I'm gonna do
Right,
for the
right.
Yeah.
rest of my career.
That's so true. That's
Yeah.
so true. Oh my god. Well, Chad, I do want to get this out of the way. Look, we're gonna have a conversation about what's going on over Kick because here's the thing. We're gonna talk about this in a bit, but we know Kick does not have a very good reputation, and I do want to ask two of these ladies their opinion on that. But here's
Mm.
the thing: at the end of the day, everybody gets to decide what they want to stream or what they want to do with their own content. We're not here to judge anybody. We're not here to be like, "How dare you stream on Kick? How could you do this?" Like, no, like
Yeah.
we want to learn. We want to open our minds and expand our thought processes. So,
Hmm.
thank you for telling
Mm.
me a bit about your experiences. So, I know Aurora, you were actually Kick's first signed VTuber, which is actually
Ah!
pretty insane.
Yes.
Congratulations. I
Thank
mean, if you go
you.
on Kick and look up the VTuber category,
Mhm.
Aurora used to like be on there. You might still be on there still, right?
I am, yeah. They put my
That's
picture
amazing.
as the face of that category. Absolutely
That is
surprised me with it.
insane.
Yeah.
So what was that like? How did that start? How did
Uh
that feel becoming the first signed VTuber to Kick? I mean, that's a big deal. That's a
oh
big deal.
yeah. I'm still in shock about it, to be honest. Like, it's wild to think about. But it's been amazing. Like, they want to know what VTubers want, and they want to help support us and things like that. And I just was like, it's so crazy that they're like, hey, like, we want you to be an important part of Kick, and we want to talk with you and like find out what the best way to make Kick like awesome is, especially for VTubers. Well, I'm like honored and surprised. Really, still, they still have been incredibly supportive and everything.
I can't. I'm sorry. I'm just in shock. Did you say? You say that the entirety of the website is listening to what VTubers say? Because Twitch can never. I'm sorry. I'm shocked right now.
Amazing,
Kick
right?
is listening.
I know,
Amazing.
crazy, right? No, no, they're always like staff is always in and out of people's streams. Like, yeah, exactly. And if they're
And that's
putting
been from
like,
the beginning, too.
yes, my first day streaming
Really?
on Kick, I
Mhm.
had a Kick staffer come in and was talking to me and answering questions. It was amazing.
I had a very similar experience as well. So, it's not like they're blowing smoke or anything, Chad. That is absolutely true. I mean, the first time I ever streamed on Kick, I had a staff member come by. So, that is good that they have their eyes
Yeah.
actually on, what's going on. I think that's
Oh
great.
yeah, absolutely. And they're always putting like everyone, different people on the front page and like all
Mhm.
kinds of different VTubers. And small or big, it doesn't matter and stuff like that.
You often see a VTuber on the front carousel of Kick,
Mhm.
especially with
Mhm.
recent changes they've done and stuff. And it's I don't know. There's been a lot of love for VTubers.
Yeah.
Aurora here actually, yeah, she's signed, but she has advocated for VTubers a lot
Mm.
through Kick. She has done a lot for us as well, and talks to Kick all the time about VTubers, and they are so receptive to everything she
Yes,
says.
yes, they are.
I love that.
So I mean, it's great. It makes you happy when you see things like that, and it's a shame that and I hope Twitch can get to that point, right? Because I hate going on there and seeing you can't show your thighs, or you can't do this.
And hips.
And that's one of the biggest debates I've been having and stuff, where people are like, well, blah blah. I'm like, no, like why like if you can go into hot tub and search hot tub on Twitch and see girls in bikinis, it's like, why can't what is
Right.
what is a hip gonna what is an animated hip
Yeah.
gonna do to you?
What is art?
do?
We're art.
I
dang
still
it.
don't understand their thought process where they're like, oh, hips, like that's it. Because let's be real, like everybody like sexualizes breasts way more than hips, right? Like,
Right.
and so that's like
Mhm.
that's the one thing you're doing. Like, what? And not even getting into the double standard of things, like you said, Lucy. I don't want to dive into that. That is,
Right,
its own
it's-
topic,
Yeah.
but. It sounds like you have a lot of freedom to actually express
Explore.
yourself and your model.
Yes, yes.
Oh, absolutely. And if there's ever like an issue or a concern, like you can literally just talk to Kick staff and ask them.
Yeah,
and they
and
will tell you.
they will explain to you
Yeah.
and stuff, but I mean, VTubers haven't really been hit like anything with like that. Of course, I'm
Yeah.
sure if I were to jump on there and be completely nude, I would have
Sure,
a
sure.
not that there's anything wrong with that, but
There's
on a
websites
platform
for that.
like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like there are places for that which I fully respect. But
Mhm.
like cleavage, like you would not get in trouble at all, Alara, for
Yeah.
what you're wearing, like at all. It wouldn't even be a problem. It'd be like, there would be no like having this like, am I gonna wake up and Kick is gonna tell me I can't show my cleavage or I can't show my shoulders or my elbow or my armpit. I don't know, like
Yeah,
there's no fear of
exactly.
that happening.
Yeah.
It's quite annoying because I've told people this. I'm like, look, it wouldn't matter whether I use my VTuber model. I put a cam on. If I put a camera on, like, you're gonna have big booba there anyway. So it's like,
Yeah.
I literally cannot escape it regardless, right? So it
Yeah.
makes no sense to me
Mhm.
that that's like a problem with them. But I know Twitch has some very interesting TOS. So we could probably
Yeah.
talk about that for like a full hour. I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure we
About
could just keep
100%.
going. Oh, I could. I'd be like, all right. Make it make
it's just
sense.
Yeah.
it seems to me that we were talking about Picardo and Fansly kind of benefiting from Twitch because the more Twitch kind of takes L's, the more other people are going to other websites and so on and so forth. So I wanted to ask you, that kind of leads me to my next question. Um, do you feel like have you seen more of the Kick VTuber community grow? Is it the same as it was a year ago? Are you seeing more viewers? Are you seeing people come from Twitch over to Kick? Is that like a normal thing, or what are your thoughts on that?
Oh, I
Well,
definitely.
you first. You first.
No, you go.
No.
Well, I'll say it's definitely grown a lot more from last year. Like Kick is really only like almost 2 years old, so they still have like a ways to go, and they're still in beta technically, and they're working like all the time to improve it and stuff. Definitely VTuber category has grown. And it's in a unique position right now where it's like it's not insanely oversaturated with VTubers. Kind of like Twitches, where it's really hard to get noticed or stand out as a VTuber. I feel like. And this too, plus just like having the VTuber category, people know exactly where to go to find VTubers on the site. And you don't have to worry about like, well, what game am I streaming? Like, am I gonna get noticed playing this game? It's like, no, you're just a VTuber hanging out, so you can really, really stand out on the site. Like, I got
I just have
super
to say
lucky.
that category, it's
Yeah.
so strong to me. I love that idea. I really wish Twitch would, hop into that because I really do
Yes.
feel like that. Um, already as a VTuber, right? Like, Aurora, you've been
Mhm.
around for what you said 4 years. Like,
Oh yeah.
I've been around since August 2021. So I've been around for about a little over 3 years. So, I mean, Aurora's been around longer than I have. And I think Aurora could attest to this that we have seen the explosion of VTubing. We have seen how saturated it is now. So it's
Yes.
very difficult to stand out, even just like outside of live streaming. So I think that having something, even a category, like you said, I think it's very powerful. And I really have to give Kick some love for that. It's amazing that they decided to do that.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's
Well, and
huge.
the assets, the fact that they've made
Yes.
and they've made an asset. Yes, I mean it's a
Yeah,
hat,
we were
but
talking about
they
that.
made an asset, but they thought about us, right? And this isn't the first time that
That's true.
VTubers have been on at least one of the higher ups radar or Kick streaming. Me and Aurora are part of a group that is big on Kick, right? And what we're trying to make bigger and help like if VTubers have questions about Kick and
Yeah.
stuff. So the fact and they promote that group.
They absolutely do.
That's
And
amazing.
they've
Oh, yeah.
supported us 100%. It's just been great, and we often see Kick staffers in there that will pop in there and say hi, and you'll have new people that have never seen a VTuber, and then I mean I don't know how many times I've had to explain what a VTuber is to people,
Oh yeah.
not
Oh
in a
yeah.
not in a bad sense, like they're genuinely curious. what a
Mhm.
VTuber is. And I
Yeah.
don't think I ever really saw that on Twitch because Twitch is just such a big platform. So it's like, okay.
Mm.
And there's just like not those kind of like questions all the time. But
Yeah,
since I've been
absolutely.
on Kick, because it was newer and I think people were feeling freer to like ask questions, right? Because of how small it is. And, it's like these VTubers have, you know, smaller numbers on Kick for now, but
Mm.
it's also allowing them to feel like they can ask things. They don't feel like they're going to be drowned out, right? Like it's giving us an opportunity to kind of draw VTubers in. And the VTubing community over there has gotten bigger because of it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, more and more people are trying. VTubers are trying Kick, and more I've seen succeed from where they're getting one view and a few weeks in they're starting to be in their 20s, and it's like they are building their own over there, which is
Mhm.
great because that was my experience. I went over there with only having like 15 average viewers on Twitch, maybe
Okay.
20. And I ended up doubling that within a month or two of being there.
Oh wow, that's
So,
incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
you
actually a
know,
really big deal. That's actually
right?
amazing.
Mm.
I mean, it's really been great. I think the community over there grows every day.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think all the chat is like, oh, that's actually incredible. So
Yeah.
I do want to kind of dig into that a little bit. And I'm glad you said something about the growth. I think Chuba actually had a question I wanted to get to.
Mm.
So it sounds like the growth is pretty good over there. And if you're okay with passing the question, it's still okay. I know it's a little bit more of a personal question, but do you find that the pay is comparable to what you were making over on Twitch? Do you find it's about the same? Do you think it's more? Do you think it's less? If you don't want to answer this, I completely understand. By the way,
For
you're
me,
allowed to
it's
skip it.
more. I
It's
will.
absolutely more.
It is
Yeah.
more. It is more now. When you first start over there, because of all the stuff that goes on with Kick, there was that, and at the beginning, Kick to this day still has a lot to work on. So you'll
Yeah.
have these flux. For me, being not signed, because I'm the not signed one here. There's fluctuations on when some months it's like, oh my god, like I never would have saw that on Twitch. And
Mhm.
then on days where kick kick's kind of going through it, or there's like a major like scandal, you'll kind of see a drop, at least in my numbers, because like I said, I'm an unsigned, like all my money comes from subs at this point.
Sure,
um
sure, sure.
I think
But
the
even at your
95
size,
split is insane. Like
the
I don't think
95-5
yeah,
split,
until you see
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
until
I'm
you
sure you
fully
have to see a
witness.
growth. Because
Yeah.
again,
Yeah.
like I think most people like on average, like let's just say like a baseline, like 15 viewers, I think is like for Twitch, I mean, I think it's like a good like midway point for like an average. Like you can have like 3 and then you get past affiliate. And I think 15 is like about there. So for you to
Mhm.
double your numbers over on Kick
Oh yeah.
and
I was
still see
15 and
like
I was
more
having
revenue.
30. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was getting 30 plus, and I was like, what the heck? And I was getting followers left and right, and I was like, what in the, like I almost reached half of the followers I had in like 2 days that I had on Twitch. I reached half of that number on Kick within like a couple days. I had people, and they weren't bots, because they were chatting. Like I was flooded with people
Right.
chatting when I first joined. Like I was being talked to. A lot of my followers and community now, a lot of my regulars are people who found me on Kick, and it's not because they're just people who watch Kick. They watch Twitch too. They found me on Kick.
Mm.
Me being a small streamer and streaming on Twitch, one of my main things was I just never found, I never felt like I was found, right? Like I felt like I was like kind of like always tucked away, and I had to go and I had to run and do all these things, which is great as a content creator. Like you should be making shorts, you should be doing all sorts of income and
Sure,
streaming.
absolutely.
Well, back
Um,
to like the income thing too is like Kick also has a program called the Creator Incentive Program, which I am very lucky to be a part of, and they're opening it up for pretty much everyone. Where
Yeah,
they
could
will
you tell
pay
us more
you.
about that?
Yes, they will pay you basically hourly to stream. So you
That's
basically
great.
get to already do what you're doing, but make like a living wage almost from it. Like it's based off of kind of a secret recipe, but I know it's off of like viewership and also like your chat activity. So like if you're getting, a couple hundred viewers or even like 100 viewers and everyone's talking, like you're gonna make more than minimum wage. And it's insane. It's life changing sometimes.
I was gonna say, like, obviously, like, let's say you're making like an average of something. I mean, guys, for some people, that's the difference between being a part-time VTuber and a full-time
Mm.
VTuber, right? I mean,
Mhm.
I've been very transparent about what I make, and I do all my streaming, and I make a fair bit from that. I make more out on my business that's related to VTubing as opposed to actually VTubing. So, for you to
Yeah.
actually be able to make a living wage just from VTubing in itself, I mean, that's incredible. So,
Yeah, I can
something that
send
you
you a
should.
screenshot right now if you want to see.
Not
Like,
sure. I mean,
I'm
if
very
you're okay with that,
transparent. Like,
yeah.
no, absolutely.
I mean, I don't
I
want
want you to
whatever
know.
you're
Like,
comfortable with. Look,
no,
you
yeah, I
two
want
came
you to
here, and
know.
I'm appreciative of you giving your time. Like, whatever you're comfortable sharing. The more information we have, obviously the better. Like, we love talking about that kind of stuff in depth. So, now, do you stream only in the VTuber category? Do you ever go outside of it, or is it just VTuber category?
I definitely just do VTuber category.
Okay.
My face is on it too, so it's like,
Yeah,
ah,
sure.
why
It's
not?
a little easier.
Yeah, but I love it. I love being exactly where I feel like VTubers are supposed to be, where people can find us.
And I've tested doing a game one, and I didn't gain the same amount of traction than I did on the VTuber category, which was shocking to me. I thought I was gonna be like, I'm gonna launch Fortnite and I'm gonna put myself in Fortnite, and then I think I tried like League of Legends or something. And yes, those are both very bigger games, a lot of viewers and stuff. But I was like, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna see what happens. And it's like I had maybe like 5 people in that stream. When in comparison, I was getting 30 plus in the VTubing category, and I was like, nope, I'm going home. I'm going. Goodbye, people. I'm going home. Like,
Yeah,
I got
it's
Oh
time.
yeah,
really nice to like have a category you own because people want to go there for VTubers. So I think
You
it's
know
really
you're
cool.
gonna get
And
good
guys,
people, right? Like good viewers that want to see you. Like
the
they're
people
like,
that
all
want to
right,
see you.
they're looking
Right?
for you. Yeah, like it's very important. I feel like to be where people can easily find you.
yeah.
Chat, Aurora was very nice to share with her her revenues, but I mean, chat, that's really fucking solid for certain days. I mean, like on the 12th yesterday, she made 335. Maybe like a lower day of 180, but
Mm-hmm.
142, 284, 234, 56. I mean, chat, this is every day. These are individual days of revenue. I mean, Aurora's cooking out here. Aurora's like throwing like the singles out. Like she's killing it. So that's
No,
amazing.
it's been amazing. Yeah, and it's so easy. It's just so easy.
I love that. And
Yeah.
I think that's absolutely incredible. And I wanted to talk about this stuff because again, like I don't know, and we need to ask people that do know, right? You're on the platform, so it doesn't even look like there's a lot of necessarily like VTuber competition there because I don't think a lot of VTubers are necessarily streaming there. And the people that are there, the viewers, they want to watch VTubers. So
Yes.
I know in the beginning when I first went onto Kick, I kind of had some bad like chatters and stuff like that, which happens normally. But I think that unfortunately, Kick gets a really bad reputation. So, what are your thoughts on this? Do you find that it's something you deal with? Do you just think that it's kind of separated cases? Because it does seem like,
It's
unfortunately, a
definitely
lot of
separated.
people that are banned or negative end up over on Kick. So, what's kind of your thoughts about that?
Well, for me, I mean, I see not very rarely now. Now, at the beginning, I will admit the bots and the stuff like that were really bad on Kick, and I will hold them accountable for that because it was rough at the beginning, and you would get people saying really bad stuff. But I mean, in the last couple months, I haven't really seen that, and it's like isolated cases, and it's only really ever when I'm on the carousel that I'll get a few couple bad apples that will come in. And I have a good mod system, moderator team that handles that, so I rarely see it. So the few messages that do slip in, it's like, okay, they're gone before I can even anyone can say anything. So that hasn't really been a big problem. I know that a lot of people like to, have been pushing that more, and and I always apologize, like, if that's happening to them, because that's not great anywhere. Kick does get a lot of flack for that, but I haven't seen it, and when I'm in the VTuber community, I don't really see that much at all. And I don't know if it's like the VTuber community has created this like safe bubble within Kick where like everyone
Right.
is supportive and everyone
Mm.
just like you'll have this like big group of like Kick VTuber, viewers that just watch everyone. Like they are
Yeah.
just everywhere. Like the support on VTubing is just, it's crazy. Even though we're
Yeah.
such a small little niche category right now, like I said, we're growing. We are definitely growing.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely.
And we just see so much support for being small.
Yeah.
Like
I
for,
mean,
it's great.
Yeah. Like every
that-
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You're fine.
But, I was just gonna say, like, every platform right is gonna have its bad actors. Like, there's gonna be controversial people and things like that. But Kick has been also cracking down on this and like banning people and getting more aggressive and dealing with these bad actove And I feel like
Tell
they
them,
don't.
Aurora, like when
Well,
you were beginning, you would have them. Aurora would message, and this is before she was signed. Aurora
Right.
would message Kick staff, and they would be there in like
Yeah.
30 seconds.
Yeah.
And they would reverse, back when we were having bot raids, they would reverse the bot raids. They would
Yeah.
ban people. I mean, it was like,
Really?
I have never
Yeah.
felt so like seen or have seen other people seen by staff before.
Kick
Like
staff's amazing.
you would never like, yeah, Twitch is a lot bigger and like I get that, but even if you like people message Twitch all the time and they don't get any messages back.
Oh
like,
God, no.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
yeah.
Right?
No,
Like,
Twitch
yeah.
won't tell you
nothing.
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, Kick.
it won't tell you anything. You can
Kick-
literally their other systems are basically automated at this point. So if you actually
Yeah.
like try to talk to them, no, you won't get much of anything. It's really sad.
No, Kick actually even has for like their affiliates and partners, they have a little chat box in their creator dashboard, like a 24/7 support that will connect you directly with a real Kick staffer to talk to someone immediately about problems going on.
It
That
could be
is
3
insane.
That you
a.m.
have. Yep.
That is so cool.
Anytime.
What the heck?
It's insane. They have a huge emphasis on like, hey, we need the human element of like, you need to talk to someone, not talk to chat
Not
GPT.
responses through an email that you get
It's-
days
yeah.
later.
Yeah,
Yes.
Twitch does not respond to anything. We literally cover this all. I cover this every single news segment. Unfortunately, it's really sad, but people are getting these sexual content warnings. I've gotten multiples of them,
Mhm.
and it won't tell you why. They won't give you a specific reason. Nothing like
Yep,
that, right?
yep.
Which is
I mean-
wrong. Like,
Yeah,
It is,
so
it
don't
wrong.
is.
accuse
It's
me
absolutely
without
wrong.
the facts. Don't, like, you got to tell me why. Don't just do it. And like, this is your guys' living. And this is what I tell a lot of
Exactly.
people, right? Like,
Yes.
I know a lot of people are comfortable on Twitch, but don't put up with that. Like, if they're gonna
Yes.
like say, you guys have the right to know why you are being banned sexually. For especially for those
Yeah.
kind of sexual like things. Like, oh, like don't accuse me of that if you're not gonna tell me
Yeah.
and be like, oh, it's sexual nature.
Yeah.
How? Because I have boobs? Like what?
Right? Well, the obvious bias, like, against VTubers is, like, it's been going on for a while. Like, it's also
Oh,
one
for
of the
sure.
reasons I left Twitch, but it's, like, it's so biased.
Mhm.
I mean, we even discussed a poor VTuber earlier. She has a chibi model. She got a 7-day ban, and it's really
Yeah.
scary to think about the future because
Mm.
apparently they interpret. I don't want to get into it too deep with y'all, but apparently they interpret chibi models as like a lolly model with sexualization. And,
Yeah, I've been.
and
Yeah,
unfortunately,
that's
they do not
so-
understand culturally or
No.
what anything is, and it's really sad. So I love the open communication that
Mhm.
that Kick has with y'all. I think that's fantastic. So do you feel like it sounds like really that Kick has worked on improving their reputation. Do you feel like that they have a good plan for longevity? Do you think like Kick's going to be around for a long time? What are your thoughts
Absolutely.
about the future of Kick?
So back when I first kind of became a signed partner, it's like they were sitting in Discord with us, talking with us, like the higher ups were answering questions and like saying like, hey, we want to improve the site. We want to make it what streamers want to be at, right? And there was something one of them told me, because I asked them, I was like, what do you want Kick to be? Like, what kind of place do you want Kick to be? And he said, right now, Kick is a volcano, but it's going to be an island. And like to me, that just showed it's like they know that things, are messy. Like it's gotten better even now. It's kind of like the Wild West, Everyone's like, oh, we can come to Kick and do stupid stuff and get away with it. And that's definitely not the case. They just give that human element of like, hey, someone reports something, we're gonna look at it and then ban. We don't just ban based on, what Twitter says or some rando person says, but they do handle it. But that's huge, is that they want it to be the best place to stream. Absolutely.
And they also do that because, they want to make sure that the reasons why they're banning are legit, because they want to let you know why you're banned or suspended or whatever, because that's
They'll
important
send you
to them.
pictures.
They're not going to just
clips.
be like,
Wait,
oh,
you mean that they have basic communication skills? Ooh,
exactly.
What
they
the
communicate, and it's only getting better. And this is like what we're like trying to talk about a lot, right? Like especially like VDoki, which is our group that we have on Kick. We try and spread to other VTubers, right? That don't listen to like a lot of what people are saying on Twitter. When it comes to Kick especially, there has been growth, and to hold them to the standard of Twitch, when a lot of things Twitch is still working on, is mind-boggling. Like there are bad apples on Kick, and I'm one of the top people to be like, listen, I know Kick's not perfect, but they are every day they are striving to make changes. And it's just
that's more than a lot of other websites can say for sure.
Right. And they're still very young, and they plan to be here for years and years.
And they have plans, and I mean when you look at all the other things they've done and you actually look at the good, the communication, the listening to their creators, they're trying to them putting these groups who are of different size VTubers who are signed and getting their input to make a better platform, and actually listening to their creators, giving you 95.5, which is a hell of a difference once you actually see it.
Yeah,
I mean, you see it, and it's like, what?
I cannot imagine.
Not KCIP, and then, I mean, like I said, I'm not KCIP yet. I'm getting close to it, but I mean, seeing how good as a VTuber Aurora, how the money Aurora's getting in a category that is still growing. Because we're still trying to, tell VTubers it's a safe place. A lot of VTubers are nervous to try Kick, and I 100% understand it to jump one ship and try another. But you have to have like this mindset that dip your toes in all the places, and take what you hear from Twitter and other places with a grain of salt. Like make your own decisions.
Here's the lesson, chat. Don't listen to what Twitter says, because you can't trust that anyway.
Don't like Twitter.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't listen to Twitter. Please, dear God, don't listen to Twitter.
Here's the thing, right? Is like Kick is giving VTubers assets, and Twitch is banning you for your assets.
Yeah.
Like,
Dang, she right. She's dropping it out here.
It's like, okay, you pay all this money towards a model. We all know how expensive VTubing is.
Oh yeah.
You go and you have a little, you have a cleavage, you have a shoulder, you have, like I said, an armpit, a thigh, whatever showing.
Right.
And you're like, I'm gonna debut. Yeah, feet. I don't know, anything. And you're like, I'm gonna debut this model. And you wake up and Twitch has announced, oh, you can no longer show your toes. You can no longer show your shoulder. Like when I read, I'm sorry for going back to this, but when I read the hip thing,
please.
I
was like, what are they doing?
Reading all of, especially the larger VTubers, have to be like, am I gonna have to change, or what part of my model am I gonna have to, like, outfit am I gonna have to add to be like, you shouldn't have to do that, especially if it's a hip. Or, we are anime girls on the internet. We're art people.
Yeah.
Like, I just,
beautiful art.
It just
they
sucks.
don't understand the culture. It's
Yeah,
all
it
coming down
they
really
don't
from
want.
is.
Yeah, they don't care.
And I
they
guess
don't
I'm
care to
trying
understand the
to,
culture, and that's what's
Yeah,
really sad about it.
right?
Because like I
I
have a
guess
new
what I'm
outfit
getting
coming.
at
I have a new
is
yeah,
outfit
that,
coming, and I've had to have it
huh?
adjusted slightly. I'm very lucky
Yeah,
yeah,
that, it's literally just like increase the size of something a little bit. But I can't imagine for
yeah,
all of these other people
yeah,
that they're just like, hey, guess what? You got to completely redo your model. And for some people,
yeah.
they're scrambling. I mean, whether
Oh
it's like
yeah,
you're doing it with
and they
money, you have
will
to pay a lot of
ban
money.
you. Right?
yeah.
They will. Like I don't know how many VTubers I see banned, with the Twitter,
Oh yeah.
whatever page that is. That's like, oh, so and so got banned, and I was like, why? I don't know why. Some of these people I've known, I'm like, what? Why? And the thing with Kick is that that's what I like about them for VTubers is that it's non-judgmental. They're not putting different expectations on their VTubers compared to their real streamers.
Mhm.
We're not being targeted in a bad way. If anything, they're trying to put a light on VTubers
Oh
especially as of
yeah. Oh
recently.
yeah.
I mean, them dropping that asset and the amount of views we got on that was insane.
Yeah, that
Um,
was really great. And Kevin did it
Yeah.
too, which a
Yes.
reputable, well, maybe
right?
not reputable, but a bit bigger, bigger.
He's well known. He's very known for many
He's
different.
he's known for stuff. How about that? But it was good to get somebody that made a good quality asset. It wasn't just like,
Yes.
slapped together PNG, right? So, and
Right.
what
Yes.
actually prompted this interview? It's so funny. I saw that asset come out, and
Mm.
so many people just absolutely just fucking try to dunk on Kick. I mean, just going after
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah.
And but the first thought in my head was like, well, okay, I haven't really been on Kick in about a year, so I don't know. But why don't I just go ask the people that can actually tell us?
Yes.
Why I'm not gonna sit on
Yes.
Twitter.
Thank
I'm not gonna sit on Twitter and go, oh, blah 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 blah. Like, no, I'm gonna go to the horse's mouth. And I'm like, look,
Right.
why don't you tell
you.
me your experience? Because here's the thing, chat. You can listen to a random Twitter user XYZ on their 13th alt, or you can listen to these two
Right.
ladies that are telling you
We
about what's actually
appreciate
going on the
that.
website.
It's nice to be given some kind of platform. That's the thing is
Yes,
that
exactly.
there's a lot more people are starting to open up for people who stream on Kick. But a lot more people are just very like, no, your Kick, no. And it's like, but let us talk. We have it
Yes.
like this whole thing like there's bad apples at Kick. Well, there's bad apples on Twitch. The only difference
Oh
is
yeah,
Twitch
they're
has been
everywhere.
around
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
And so they're hidden by a lot more people on the servers right now
Exactly.
in comparison
Yeah.
to Kick. Like,
Yeah, you
why
don't agree
even
with
compare?
everyone on Twitch, right? Just because you stream here. Just like we don't agree with everyone who's on Kick, It's like we're doing our own thing, focusing on the good stuff
Mhm.
in our streams
And trying to make
making
it
like
better.
make it a better place. And they're completely willing and open to talking with us and like working with us. Like I was
Mhm.
super lucky to be able to have an interview with Eddie, the CEO, talking about
Oh, that's
VTubers. And
amazing.
and he's such a cool guy, like super nice. And he even said to me, he was like, I've been told like, hey, you got to keep an eye on VTubers. Like they are the future of streaming, and I
It's true.
completely feel the same way. It is true, absolutely.
Mhm.
VTubers will rule the world.
And that's the great thing. Like with Eddie, you'll see him pop and do interviews, and
Yes.
it's not just like him trying to be like defending all the allegations. No, he'll be like, no, we are working on this. We see
Yeah.
the problem. We are gonna
Yeah.
do better. But people don't want to talk about that. They
Yeah.
don't want to.
Of course
There's
not.
this.
The
Yeah.
There's this
negativity is always the
narrative.
loudest.
Right,
Yeah.
and then and it's cool to kick, right? Like
Yeah.
right now, people just want to bash Kick because that
Yeah.
is just what everyone else on Twitter is telling them to do. And
Yeah.
it's like, no, go find out for yourself or talk to people who are on Kick.
Mm.
Like I will openly have conversations, and I'm not gonna sit here and be like Kick is perfect, like because no
No.
platform is ever
No,
gonna be
yeah,
perfect.
nobody's perfect. You know what I mean?
Right?
But
Yeah.
Not a
the
single
fact
person.
that they're trying to make changes, I think,
Yes.
is more so than we can say about most of the bigger websites that we stream on. I mean, for
Mm.
YouTube and Twitch, I can't say that. But so
Yeah.
at least they are listening to what
Yeah.
the streamers having to say, and I think that's so important, chat.
Exactly.
And being open to feedback, that line of communication is so strong. So let's say let's say you go on Kick and you stream for a little bit, chat. At least it sounds like that at the end of the day, let's say you didn't get like a bajillion viewers. At least you're in an environment where people actually cared. To me,
Yes.
that's almost worth more than the
Mhm.
viewers. You know what I mean? Like, I love all of you guys that are here. No, and like, I'm not saying anything negative. I love all, whatever amount of people that are here. I appreciate you guys, but,
Mm.
you know, being in a safe place where we feel appreciated and we feel like we can make content where it's actually supported, that difference means almost everything. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Like you feel it. You absolutely feel it.
Yeah, no, you definitely feel it, especially in the VTuber category. I
Mhm.
will, shout forever. The VTuber category in Kick is just so unbelievably supportive, and there's more and more people that aren't VTuber lovers that are coming
Mhm.
in, and they are learning about VTubers, and then they end up staying.
Yes.
That's how you make VTubing more known, is when you have those opportunities. And the fact that, Kick is giving us things like these assets, or they'll mention, VTubing, and or they'll talk about it on their own streams. It's like they are fully open to the idea of VTubing, and they see how important VTubing is becoming and how
Mhm.
big it is, and that it is the future, like we aren't going anywhere. And I feel
Yeah.
like on Kick, they are nurturing us, right? Allowing
Mm.
us to figure out what kind of niche we want to do, let us dress our characters however we want, letting us make whatever content, we want, so long as it's not dangerous.
Yeah.
It's like the expectations of what we do are at a more healthier level on Kick than all these expectations that Twitch is now putting on VTubers own, like,
Yeah,
literally,
I
I
don't
don't
Right,
know
right, right.
why.
understand. Yeah.
Like,
I
it's
I
just
want you
VTube.
guys to get this side because at the end of the day, like, look, you don't have to believe anything that both of these ladies are saying, even though you should. I want you to have the full story, chat, and that is always my intention when I report or when we do interviews and things like that, because everybody talks about the negative. It's constant about, oh my god, the staff sucks, and they everybody on there is hateful, right? But you also need to hear the good, so that way you can make an
Yeah.
actually informed, educated decision. And I say educated because unfortunately, half the time we go, oh well, I have an informed decision, but it's not educated because you hear from
Mm.
Twitter user XYZ, right?
Yeah.
Got to hear
Yeah.
the good, then
Yep.
you got to hear the
Yep.
bad, and then you can make a decision about it. But I mean, I mean, real from what the stuff that they're saying, it sounds really good. Like I'm
Mm.
almost thinking, like, you know what? I might dip my toes and see what's going on over there again because
Every once in, like, and you don't
So
have to sit there forever. Like, you can just dip your
yeah,
toes and be like,
yeah.
one day a week or every other
Yep.
week, I'm gonna do a
Yep.
Kick
right,
stream.
exactly.
I'm gonna
That's
see
how I
what's gonna
started. Yep.
happen, and and see how it goes from there. I mean, the thing is just like Twitch, you're gonna. I mean, I guess that's the difference though too. Now that I think about it, is that, since we have a VTuber category, like I said, we're in a safe bubble. We're in this bubble where it's like, if you watch streamers for being VTubers, then Kick is just such a great place. I feel like we are very well protected, like, over there.
Yeah.
Even as we grow, I haven't seen an influx of, like, a bunch of people coming in. Like I said, the only time I'll get the trolls that come in are like maybe a handful, and it will be when I'm on the
On the
carousel, and
front page.
when
Yeah.
you're on the carousel, like, you reach high numbers. I mean, there's
Mhm.
hundreds of people coming into your 100 of people coming
Oh
into your channel,
yeah,
right?
yeah. That
Oh
front
yeah.
page
And
stuff, I mean, it makes a
it's
huge, huge difference. It really
Oh yeah.
does.
and a lot of these people are now coming in, and once, where there would be like, oh god, they're gonna bot follow or whatever, they're just bots. No, they are genuine people that are coming in that are being like, oh, what's a VTuber? Oh, what's
Yeah.
this? And
Like,
then
oh,
you'll
I
get
didn't
the
know VTubers were
handful.
on Kick.
Right? Yeah, I didn't know VTubers on Kick. And we're like, oh, well, there's a
Mhm.
VTuber category. And they're like,
Yeah.
oh my God, like, there is. And
That's
it's
really
like,
nice. That's
Yeah.
and
great,
it's,
actually. I
it
love
is,
that.
it is a good thing. It is, like I said, consistently growing. And I've
Mm.
had good experiences. And I'm not going to lie, especially in the beginning, there were bad experiences. But the difference is that when I had those bad experiences, Kick tried to make the difference. Kick
Yeah.
tried to make it better as
That's all
long
the
as you
difference,
messaged them
honestly.
and there was
Yeah.
communication and there was, not only do you have Kick staffers, but these people who are signed, like, Aurora's a partner. You could go to any partner and be like, I'm having this issue. And a lot of them would be like very supportive and will,
Very tight
advocate
knit.
for you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, and
I
be
love
like,
that.
we need to change this. This needs to be changed. Like there was just an interview with Eddie and Andrew, two heads, the other day,
Mm.
and they were talking about all the changes they're implementing and reassuring people that they are being heard, like
Mhm.
that
Oh, yeah,
they're
absolutely.
trying to do it right. These changes that people want, they're like, we want to make sure we do it right the first time because we don't want like mistakes to happen.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you could implement a some system to ban people right away if they say something, but what if it goes wrong, and people are banned for the wrong reason? Then you're getting bad spotlight. So it's
Yeah.
like they're working
Absolutely.
on it, but they need time, just like Twitch was given time. Like,
Yep.
it's I can't imagine it being easy.
No, I mean,
Moderating.
I'm sure that we could ask. Actually, my manager is probably here. We could probably get all the details on that. But I'm sure that she could tell us, like, she's been around since it started, since Twitch started. I'm sure that it
Ooh.
was fucking awful. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way that it was good, and I'm sure they had growing pains as well. But I
Mm.
think it's
Yeah.
important, guys, to look at a bigger story, and of course, get all of the information before you decide something, right? Like, if
Mhm.
you're just gonna go and be like, oh well, Kick is horrible because this and that. And I saw this thing that Elara said on her Twitch or whatever, or her Twitter. Well, okay, yeah, that's one person. You got to talk to the people that actually
Yeah.
have experiences. Hi, darling, strawberry. I feel like the biggest concern about streaming on Kick is the lack of viewers here compared to Twitch. I
Mhm.
think it's like I don't know if I can speak for both of y'all, but I think it's more kind of like there's less viewers, but there's less competition.
Yes,
So you're like
Yeah.
you're trading
You
that
stand out.
And
right,
that's
you're
why I
trading
say,
that.
like,
Yeah.
try it. Like, maybe don't dip your toes until, like, go full ham Kick until you're like, all right, this is actually working for me. There's, like, just try it and do it, like, a couple
Yeah.
days. It's gonna, and the thing is, that's how we make the VTuber category bigger, is people like you, bigger streamers that go over there, that bring their community and say, hey, we can have the same, if not better experiences over here on Kick. You can see my model in all of its glory. I don't have to hide myself. I can talk about what I want to talk about.
Sure.
We can discuss. And it's just people kind of fearing the transition and what it may like happen. So don't transition completely all the way. Just be
Well,
like, I'm gonna
Just
test
a day or two.
Yeah.
I would really give that same advice. Like you said, Straub, like moving your whole audience over to a new platform. That's not realistic.
Mhm.
It's not a good idea. But maybe you
So-
can build up more of an audience over on there, bring them over, maybe multi-stream, something like that.
Yeah.
Like I think there are some benefits. But my biggest thing is like, look, I'm always like I'm a planner. I love planning. Like it's my favorite thing in the world. Like when I go on vacation, I plan every little thing. I love it. And I'm looking at the future, right? I'm looking at 5 to 10 years. And my genuine question I get a lot: do you think Twitch is going to be around in 5 or 10 years? And I can't confidently tell you yes. I really
Yeah.
don't think so.
I
wanted
yeah.
to address, if you don't mind, what Darling said too.
Oh,
is
yeah,
that
no, please.
I actually, completely streamed on Twitch. Twitch partner for 2 years, streamed there for 3 years. I decided to switch to Kick, and I was like terrified. I was like, you know what? I'm not happy on Twitch. I'm not comfortable with what they're doing, with the direction that they're going. Like, I fully believe that one day they're gonna kill themselves. Go down with
Sure.
the ship. And I was like, I'm going to just completely switch over to Kick. And I was worried about my community, and 90% of my community followed me there. They made new
That's
accounts on
great.
Kick. Like, they were loyal
Mhm.
enough and loved my content enough to follow me there, and that's huge. And they haven't regretted it. Like, they're happy there. They tell me all the time, like, hey, we love it on Kick. Like, it's comfy here. There's no ads. There's no
Yeah,
ads
that's
popping
true.
up.
The no ads.
Yeah.
How would you
We'll also
compare
say-
the chatter experience? Because I know when I was on it, it was pretty lackluster. Have they made some
Yeah,
strides in the
yeah.
past year?
Oh yes. Like the API isn't out yet, right? Which is where we get the drops and the channel points.
Okay.
They're planning on getting that this year, but the chat was like my first chat. Like chat would be like it'll like eat messages and stuff. But they have massively improved that. Like it can still be an issue sometimes, but the flow of it and the feel of it is a lot better than what it
Yeah, there's no
was,
ads. By
last
the way,
year.
if you don't know that, Chad, that's a
Yeah.
big deal. There's no ads on Kick. That's always been its like main kind of draw. That's a really, really
Yep,
big
no
deal. There's no ads on Kick.
Yes. There's no
They
ads.
are
They don't
they are
want them.
starting, and like based on how Eddie used to talk about this, right? Is that they're going into this knowing that there's going to be no profit whatsoever. They may even lose a little money the first 5 years or so.
Yeah, that's what he
Because
said.
what is happening, and this I think this is what is blowing a lot of creators' minds, like the ones that are giving it the opportunity, is that they are literally caring for their streamers. They
Yeah.
literally want you to make a living doing the thing you love. They are not going to convince you that they can take half of it or they need half of it to pay off stuff. No, they're like, no, we're probably going to lose money, but we're going to make a platform that people can stream what they want, the content they want to do. Like they're
Right.
not gonna, oh, we're gonna take half your sub money and also tell you what all of this long list of what you can and cannot do, and make it
I wanted
hard
to point
for
out a question
streamers.
really quick. That Tina the Terror said, and I feel like it aligns more with like your moral compass, right? So like, I think the issue is that Steak funds Kick. Yeah, if you don't like Steak, then obviously Kick isn't for you. If you don't like Amazon, then Twitch isn't for you. Like
Yes.
everybody has their own moral compass that they want to follow, right?
So here's the thing.
That is
too, though.
something that you have to think about. But one
So-
thing I will say, you can actually have a lot lower viewership and make a living off of Kick because of the
Yeah.
split, the 95-5 split. I mean, I'm
yeah,
a partner
am
plus 2
subject to
level.
that, yeah.
so I get 70-30 split,
Yeah.
but they get an extra 25%
Mhm.
on top of that. I mean, that is, for me, that's like,
well,
that's a
yeah.
chunk of money.
Yeah,
that's
also
a
get
lot of
another
money.
subathons are
incentive.
insane.
Another
But-
incentive is, real quick, on top of that, is they just announced if you are verified, you get paid weekly.
Yes,
that
I
is
saw that. I
huge.
saw that.
That is huge for someone like me who's still on the smaller end of VTubing still. Like, not as, I'm obviously grown, but I'm still like not signed yet. So to know that I'm getting paid weekly and I don't have to wait a month to be paid that money.
Oh, it sucks, girl. It sucks.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
like,
I've been there. Oh,
I'm like
girl,
squirreling my
I know.
stuff and like, I'm like playing it. I'm like, okay, this week I can
As
see
a
this one.
VTuber
and this week I can see
too?
this one.
Like,
Oh
I
my
can't buy
gosh.
that art until I get paid at the
Yeah.
end of the month. Like, it's like,
Yep,
oh, but
yep.
they're only open right now.
Yep,
Oh, I don't
yep.
have the money. It's like,
Yep,
oh,
yep.
God.
Yeah, here's the thing though about I just want to address the Steak thing is Steak does not fund Kick. They absolutely do not. It's basically like Eddie was like, "Hey, I'm gonna own a pizza shop." He's like, "You know what? I like shoes. I'm gonna open a shoe store." And then people come to the shoe store saying like, "Oh, well, you have to buy his pizza if you go to the shoe store." You know what I mean? And it's like we've been
Okay,
told gambling
guilty
is
by
completely off.
association.
Yeah, exactly. Like gambling, you can turn it off. Like gambling is not pushed on partners to like enforce.
Mhm.
You can complete. They were the first ones to be like, "Hey, you can hide the gambling and the."
Yes,
hot
I
tubs
did
and
see
stuff."
that.
And you
And
have to
one
think
thing that
too
was
is like
actually-
Twitch is partnered with DraftKings, which is gambling also.
One thing that I wanted to say I thought was
fuck,
really
man?
nice too.
Yeah.
I don't think it popped up this time, but when I first actually logged on while I was getting everything set up, it blurred so many thumbnails. And guys,
Yeah.
I know that for most people they kind of view it as a bad, but just for safety, like that's actually a good thing for kids that are getting onto a website. Like at least they're actually like actively blurring
Mhm.
thumbnails. I mean, for half the ones that are on Twitch, there's stuff that some people should not be seeing that they
Yeah.
can easily access, So I will point out that wasn't good. I will give credit where credit's due on that.
Mm, exactly.
Yeah, no, it is. It is also the platform's job and streamers' job to protect viewers, right? Because not all viewers are their age.
Right, exactly.
And so marking when you're 18 plus and stuff like that, and then not only are streamers doing it on their side and marking their content as 18 plus,
Yeah.
but Kick also is implementing like, okay, you've toggled it, or they find content that is not. They're like, okay, no, we're gonna blur this because it's not, for everyone's
It's not
eyeballs.
appropriate, right? And that
You know, but-
that is great to get all of that information. And thank you both so much, guys. If you're okay, I don't want to keep you guys past the hour. Are you okay to take some questions? Is that okay, or do you want to end here?
Yeah.
I
Yeah, I'm
don't
down.
want to
I'm
No,
down.
disrespect your time.
absolutely.
I
No,
I
appreciate
guess
that.
my
Thank
absolutely.
you both.
Starbucks can wait. My Starbucks can wait.
All right, got you. We'll take just a few questions. So, chat. I know that you probably had some questions. I told you I would leave a little bit of time for that. So ask away. I know that I have my questions for them that we got through. So, and we taken a few throughout. But any questions that you guys had that you wanted to ask both of them while they're here? I mean, remember, guys, this is a wealth of resources when it comes to Kick and VTubing. So please,
Mm.
please, please ask away. This is your opportunity because you're never going to be able to ask again. And you're never going to go to their live streams and watch them and ask them there, follow them and
Never
sub to
going
them.
live
Like,
again. I'm
yeah.
graduating.
Yeah, it's
Bye.
My
over.
question is to the platform is knowingly losing money. How can we know the site will be functioning in the future either? I mean, I would say the same about Twitch. Twitch
Yeah.
loses money every year, like
Well, it's like, yeah, Dan has said himself in interviews, right? CEO of Twitch, he says like we're trying to make it sustainable. So Twitch isn't even sustainable right now. Like they're hemorrhaging money, and there's nothing Amazon hates more than to lose money.
Yep.
You know. I think the
How
difference
does
with
the
Kick.
rating system work? Do the viewers count? Is it easy to rate out? How does it work? I don't know the specifics of that either.
I think it's about the same, right, Aurora?
Mhm,
It's
yeah.
hosting over there.
Yeah,
What you
it's
do is
host
host,
instead
but
of
it's the
raid.
same thing. It pops up a little screen. It's like, okay, we're hosting, and you
Mhm.
go right into the other who you're hosting, and yeah, the numbers count and all that.
Yeah.
It goes right into viewership. So I think in terms of how it actually operates is the same.
Mhm.
Right, right now any kind of statistical thing I'm not sure of. I'm sure the viewers count. I don't know if you know, Aurora, like when you're streaming with KCIP, if people host you, do you know if those numbers of viewers count?
I believe they do. Yes.
I believe they do too. I
Because
just I
Oh, they
I'm
still have
I'm not in
hosting.
it.
because front
Okay.
page counts. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, hosting, yeah, you're gonna see those numbers from hosts. Which is
Gotcha.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
Fun. I think you answered Straub's question, so thank you for that. So let me ask you just a couple of questions about chat then. Because I do know that about a year ago I did an experiment. I actually tried to kick out for a few days. I made a YouTube video on it. Honestly, my experience was positive. I didn't have anything
Oh,
negative to say.
good.
Um, I think early on when Kick came around, there was a lot of, in particular, there was a lot of negative treatment towards trans content creators. Have you had any experience with that? Have you seen any positive or even negative change towards that, or do you? Nothing you've really seen change over on Kick.
Mm, I haven't seen any like negative treatment or things like that. I'm trying to think of like if I've ever seen that or had someone talk to me about that. Because I know like Kick staff when I first like was part of it, like they talked about how like hey like hate is that is just people are banned for doing that like getting hate rated or things like that.
Right, right, right.
I honestly don't think it would be different than anywhere else, where they have to
Yeah,
deal
absolutely.
with those kind of troubles and things like that. I just feel like it was highlighted more on Kick because it's
Absolutely.
like, just the negative kind of view. Because that remember I remember people getting hate rated on Twitch all the time.
Oh
And
yeah.
even like YouTube comments are just like, mental.
Oh my god, they're
Just
horrible.
horrible. Yeah, horrible.
I think
Horrible.
moderation is really important. Auto mod,
Yes.
having people
Yes.
there. I think that kind of shapes that experience. But
Absolutely.
I do know when I did my experiment over there, I know that it was a really hot topic. But that was a year ago. A lot changes in a year. So
Oh yeah.
and thank you for answering that. We did talk about the attitude of viewers a little bit earlier. I know somebody had a question about that. Um, but was there anything you wanted to add on to about like your viewers? Do you feel like their attitude over there is really positive? Do they like the Kick chat system? How was their experience over there? You feel like?
Well,
Uh,
Kick Chat could be better.
Yeah,
They're working on it though.
Yeah, they're working on it. Yeah, we don't have channel points yet. They're working on it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, gotcha.
Sometimes, messages we call them getting eaten.
Yeah,
Or
they
they
get
have to
eaten.
send them
Gotcha.
again. Yeah. No,
Sure,
but
sure,
it's
sure.
it's vastly improved, and like, I don't know, chat tells me that they're happy. They like it on Kick. They like the experience. It feels comfy.
A lot of them have said it for me too. Like it's a more comfier vibe. And I think a lot of it too, and this is where it's like when you go to a new platform, it's like that like new car smell, right? And it's
Yeah.
like these people
Yeah.
are going in there and they're like, I can actually be seen by my VTuber. I can actually talk to them because the numbers aren't quite as what they are on another platform, right? And that's like the great like being able to grow with Kick is that your community is getting to grow with you.
Yeah.
And they're getting to experience you in a different light, and a lot of people enjoy that, being able to have more like one-on-one conversations. And because of it still being in its infancy stage, right? It's still an adolescent platform, we're able to talk to them more, and so we've gained more connection with our viewers than if you were new and starting on Twitch, where there's a million other streamers and you're like, okay, well, I ain't being seen at all, and there's no VTuber tab, so it's like, am I even going to be seen at all?
Yeah.
Like,
how will people find me?
You could be
I
a
think one
League
thing
of Legends
people don't
VTuber.
talk about is, VTubing has a very, I don't think interesting is the right word. VTubing has a very specific culture. We garner specific viewers, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think if anything, if Twitch was to wise up, they should make a category specifically for VTubers, because the average Joe Schmo is not really a VTuber fan, and that's okay, right? I think there's a lot of misconception about that. I mean, people think Iron Mouse is still AI. I mean, we have a long way to go, right?
We do.
I get asked that too. Like, are you AI?
We have a long way to go.
No, I'm not. I promise I'm real.
But it's just very funny to me that we still do not have a space that, at least on Twitch, that we get to exist like by ourselves. And I do feel like that ultimately, out of all the things I've looked at that Kick has done, I really love that category for it.
Yeah.
And again, even if you're having less viewers, if you're getting the equivalent of whatever it was to their revenue cut. Remember, guys, there's no ads and there's a 95.5 revenue cut. I mean, that's insane. That's not
right. And
so
KCIP to strive for, right? And being verified to strive for, which makes, when you're verified, you get paid weekly. So that's like one step past affiliate, right? So you're like, okay, so being affiliated, you get the 95.5. So, and then it's like, okay, the next thing I can work towards is getting verified, which gives me being paid weekly. And then the next thing is to work towards KCIP, which is kind of like a partner equivalent, right? And it's like, it's just all these opportunities that they are wanting to support you for doing what you love to do. And you can focus more on growing in a healthy way.
Well, they want to blow everyone away, and they want to be the best at what they're doing. They want to have a better system with everything.
Yeah.
Like, they want to do drops, but they want to do it even better, than how it is on Twitch.
Right.
And that's awesome. That's awesome to see.
Yeah. 100%.
It sounds like there's a lot of positive things going on over on Kick, guys. It sounds like there's a lot of great growth, at least since I looked at it about a year ago. So I think that's fantastic. I think my last question, which is funny, Love Zombie, I wrote this down on my notepad as well. How is the mobile app looking these days? Because when it first rolled out, oh my God, it was a jumbled mess. I mean, it was horrible. Is it much better now? The mobile users actually have an experience.
I know. For me, I think they've definitely made stride with it. Now we're still in beta, so they're still trying to work out all the kinks. But compared to what it was back in the day, it is a lot better. And because now I watch it, and honestly, now I don't have any problems, so I don't even think about it anymore. Like it's not like I load up the Kick app and I'm like, oh God, like now it's like I don't even, nothing happens, so I don't even notice a problem, anything. Yeah. I'm just like, oh, okay, this is great.
No, it's
Yeah,
got
the
its kinks,
Twitch's
you know, to
mobile
work
app
out,
is
but it's
horrible
been
now with their
great.
changes.
Yeah, I heard about
Oh my
that.
god, so bad.
Remember,
It's
it's
like they're
all
trying to
when
be
I streamed
TikTok.
on Twitch. Yeah, when I streamed on Twitch, I remember Chad being like, "Oh, Twitch mobile app sucks," and blah blah. And those subs are more. They cost more on Twitch
It's
mobile.
worse. It's worse now, Aurora.
Yeah.
It's
Oh
actually worse
god.
now.
How? How is that possible?
They tried to make it like
What are they
TikTok.
doing?
I'm sure my chat will tell you.
No.
They're gonna tell you. Chat, back me up on this. It's really bad, isn't it? Like it's
Oh
god awful.
no. This sucks eggs.
Oh man.
Oh.
Yeah, you can't even find the people that are live very easy. You're like the people that you follow. You can't even find them easily. It's very horrible.
That's insane. What are they thinking?
Why are they going backwards? What?
Yeah, what are you doing?
It's
Why
a
are you
Twitch way.
backpedaling?
It's a Twitch way. We take one step forward and 13 back. You know. Like,
Exactly.
goodness gracious. Well, I want to say thank you both so much for coming by today and just having a conversation about everything. It's always nice to get the actual information behind stuff. You know,
Yeah.
I know, guys, that we see a lot of information out there. We're constantly like, you know, what's going on actually, like, over on Kick. And, you know, I'm glad we can sit down with somebody that's actually on Kick, that is doing stuff on Kick, so you can hear from people that have grown through it, that have had a good/bad experience, you know, like, and it can tell you the truth. This is what it's all about, guys. We want to know what's actually going on so you can make a educated decision for
Mhm.
yourselves about what you
Yes.
want to do. If you want to try Kick or not. I mean, for me, it sounded pretty good. It sounded better than it used to for sure. So, I think it's something that I'll probably be looking
And it's
into. But
worth a shot
Yeah.
to try. And
Yeah, what do you
and you
have to
know, it's like,
lose?
what do you have to lose at this point?
Yeah.
yeah,
You
exactly.
know, if anything, you have stuff to gain. And like I've had
Mm.
people be like, "Oh, Kick offers nothing." I was like, 95.5 is nothing. Like that
No,
was enough
that's
for me.
incredible.
I was enough for no ads. I was like, oh, that's enough for me. Like, you know, like being able to wear what I want, that's enough
Yeah.
for me. Like, I don't know. Testing it, trying things out, and, you know, making an educated choice for yourself.
Yes.
Because everyone has different moral compasses and
Yeah.
things that they will put
Exactly.
up with, and what
Different
they find is
experiences,
good
yeah.
and what they see is bad. Everyone is allowed that. Everyone should be able to have that feeling. But on Twitter, there is like a lot of just negative, 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 and that's where a lot of people are
Always.
consuming
Yeah. Yeah.
their
Get
facts. What
lost
they
in it.
think, yeah, what they think is facts. And what better way to know than to talk to people who have gone through it firsthand? And so it's like
Exactly.
these open
Yeah.
conversations are good, you know, because it's like, you know, it's
Awesome.
just you get to show our experiences and not have to be told what our experiences were,
Yeah.
you know, which is what a lot is going on. Like, no, no, I actually had a really nice time, and that's my experience. Maybe you should try your experience
Yeah.
and see what happens.
Exactly. You all have to form your own opinion to make your own experience,
Mhm.
Chat.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's absolutely true.
Yeah.
Well,
Thank
guys,
you.
do me a favor. I'm gonna put the links one more time here, but please, you know, go give both of them a follow. They're doing some amazing stuff over on Kick. They're of course their Kick links. If you don't already, you know, make an account and give
We
them some
won't
love.
bite.
Yeah, they
Or
won't
maybe
bite.
I
They
will
won't
a
bite.
little. Maybe I will a little. Maybe. Maybe. But I'll try and be a good dog.
No, y'all are amazing. And again, just thank you so much for your time. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
y'all coming
Thank
by
you for having
and
us.
yeah, no, absolutely. Thank you for chatting and
I
you know, it's not every day that we get to have these conversations, especially about something so important, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We don't get asked, you know, like, you know,
Right,
all
right.
the time. So it's like,
Yeah.
so to be asked, you know, and I was like, and thank you for allowing me to tag along, by the way.
Yes.
I appreciate it very much. I'm very passionate. You know, we're very passionate when it comes to getting the talk out there, but we appreciate you listening to us.
Yes. Thank you.
Oh my god, of course. Like I love talking about stuff like this. And I feel like I always try to cover stories and things that people don't like look at or they kind of overlook. So I'm just very grateful that both of you took the time to actually, you know, come by today and have an open discussion. And I appreciate both of you. And I wish you all
Absolutely.
the success. And, you know, I mean,
You
hit me up.
too.
I'm around. So
Yes.
I'm around. See you guys then. Thank you for being here. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.